going on, Avax Nation? On today's show, we have a very special guest. We have Breevie from GoGoPool. Breevie, how you doing, buddy?
Dude, I'm doing fantastic. It's another beautiful day. Well, let me rephrase that. It's another like fairly cold day in
Yeah,
Chicago.
yeah, no, definitely. And Breevie, like, I can't wait to jump into all the stuff you're doing and building and everything like that. I know you gotta leave here quick because you got a meeting. But before we get into all that, can we know a little bit more about you and how'd you get all the way here into Web3?
Oh yeah, for sure, dude. Dude, so it's interesting. I started off kind of like as a moon boy.
Mm,
Um, Basically, like one of my homies was just kind of talking about like, oh, I've been investing in crypto and I made blah 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 amounts of money. And I was like, nah, man, no way.
hmm
And he's like, nah, yeah. I was like, all right, man, let me try this shit out. So like I started learning how to trade and how to like look into investments. And my trading was terrible. I just kept losing money, like just pretty consistently, actually, honestly. But I noticed that I liked actually like looking into the projects that I was going to invest in. Like I like looking through the docs and like kind of checking it out and then kind of doing the strategy like, oh, okay, like I think this could happen like if they pop off. So I kind of took that, started making investments, made an investment in Ethereum, which it was like towards the beginning of last bull market. I think it was like in December or something like that. I want to say Ethereum staking had like basically like just came out. And so I grabbed some Ethereum and it proceeded to 5x, which was mind blowing to me,
Yeah.
especially having lost. Like, dude, like when I say lost, dude, like it was like every trade was like I was trash.
It's like me on base right now, dude. I keep getting wrecked.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, my goodness.
I'm getting murdered on there.
Dude, we're gonna have to. Well, after I finish this, we'll have to talk about what you can do on base. I've never even looked into it.
Oh man, I'm getting killed on there, man. But yeah, I'm getting murdered.
Nah, dude. But so I made this investment at 5x. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like, and mind you, I did not put a significant amount of money at the time. I was just like a merchandiser, putting stocking shelves, stocking shelves with liquor. But I was just like, oh, this is kind of cool that like this money that would have been sitting in my account has increased. This is kind of cool. So researched into some more things, started getting more involved, watching YouTube videos, all that kind of good stuff. Came across Coin Bureau. Coin Bureau was talking about this thing called Luna. I said, Luna, what is this thing? And I watched a video it's like a 20-minute video. I don't understand what the fuck he just said. Like, damn, what?
Yeah,
Like, what is he talking about? But like, I was interested, so I was like, all right. So like, I start diving down this very, very deep rabbit hole. At first, I just kind of been on the surface of things. Like, a lot of people are talking about this Ethereum thing, and like people can make applications with it. I think this will go up. But like, this is like now my first foray into like, all right, now I'm deep into DeFi. I learned about validators and doing borrow lend protocols, and mirror was like a big thing that people were looking forward to at the time. So I'm learning about all these different things. Luna at the time was at like 80 cents. So I'm like, all right, let me throw a little money in here. So I throw in some money, and I proceed to watch over the course of like 2-3 months my money somewhere around like 30 to 40xing, which to me was just like mind blowing at the time. It's just like, what is this? So from there, I continue to kind of learn more about like what's going on in the community and continue to like read docs and all this kind of stuff. Eventually, Terra Luna, they had a content bounty program, and I was like, oh, let me like throw something on in here. Let me see what happens. And I did not win, but I found out that I like writing articles about like different like DeFi protocols. So I started writing articles. From there, started kind of talking to different founders and stuff. And then started a podcast where I just kind of talked to these founders, brought them on, wound up interviewing somewhere around like 40 to 50 different projects on Terra Luna's chain. And then everything blew up just out of nowhere, like pretty insanely, pretty quickly. I actually remember it. I remember the day fairly vividly. I was super sick. I had COVID because this happened during COVID. I had COVID pretty strongly. So I'm like laying in bed. I had a meeting. We were forming a content creator DAO on Terra Luna. We all had a meeting together. And I informed my co-host, like, hey, man, I'm not going to be able to go to the meeting, man. And he's like, all right, no worries. Like, I'll let you know what happens. And so I'm laying in bed, 30 minutes goes by. Like, I'm thinking the meeting's probably over. My co-host shoots me a text. And the message is so cryptic. It just says, it's all over.
Damn.
And I like immediately hit him back, and I'm like, oh, like what's going on with the content creator DAO? And because I'm thinking like, oh shit, like did people just like not want to do the content creator DAO anymore? Like, what's going on? Because everything was kind of rolling too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we were all putting out episodes, they were doing well. Like, I was like, oh shit. And he was like, no, dude, the whole chain.
Dude, that's insane.
Dude, I go and check UST. I see this fucking long red candle, just massive. I'm checking my accounts. Everything's down like 30, 40%. I was like, oh my God, what happened? Yeah, dude. So like, then, so that happened. Kind of stayed around in the ecosystem. I love Web3. I truly believe in the ultimate vision of it. But I was lost, very, very lost. So eventually, one of my buddies hits me up, says, "Hey, like this company is looking for a podcaster. Are you still podcasting?" I said, "Yeah." Applied. This was GoGoPool. Stephen Gates, our CEO, he kind of told me the vision, told me about these crazy things called subnets and how Avalanche is building them is going to be the next thing. And I didn't know anything about Avalanche at the time. After he told me about it, I researched into subnets, Avalanche, and from there, everything's history, dude. Just came into the company, worked my way from the podcaster to helping out with posting on social media, helping out with content, to marketing, then head of marketing, and now I'm head of growth.
Oh man, that's awesome, man. So that kind of, I'm hoping to take that kind of similar path too as well. So yeah, man, that's really good meeting someone like yourself, man, that actually like, did it and actually started from like the ground and worked his way. Even something as horrible as Terra Luna, because like everybody that comes into this space, this time go around, just not going to be able to experience what exactly Terra Luna happened and the lives that changed and everything like that. And people were killing themselves.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can say that on YouTube, but yeah, man, it was an insane time.
Yeah, man, it was, dude. So after the whole everything crashed, I still had my Terra Luna podcast. I was still bringing on just different influencers and from Terra Luna, and dude, I stopped doing it because like we would all just be basically just crying. Dude, like what do you do? And like I put my entire life savings into it. Yeah, I came out of this whirlwind of this roller coaster of whoa, like I've never seen this amount of money. I've never made this much before. To whoa, I've never lost this much before. Like, and in literally 48 hours.
Oh my God, man. That's awful story. And, yeah, man, shout out anybody that watches this. Definitely look at Terra Luna because that was a crazy time, though. But as we're getting on to kind of Avax and GoGoPool, right? Like, what exactly is like GoGoPool for the people that are just new watching this?
For sure, man. So GoGoPool, we're a permissionless liquid staking protocol. Our specific vision is to expand the subnet economy. We do that in a few different ways. So to give everyone out there, like who may be more familiar with like Ethereum chain, we are very similar to Rocket Pool. Basically, we're a Rocket Pool fork with a little bit more sauce, basically on top, because there's that whole like subnet kind of innovation that we're helping out to expand. So we do this in a few different ways. So there's two sides to our protocol. There's the liquid staking portion. For everyone out there, liquid staking, you can stake your AVAX. Typically, you would have to lock it up for 14 days. That sucks. But instead of doing that, you could liquid stake with GoGoPool and put up your AVAX. And then whenever you want to redeem, as long as there's AVAX in the depositor pool, you can go ahead and instantly redeem. Super easy. But on top of that, when you stake your AVAX in the liquid staking protocol, you receive what's called an LST, a liquid staking token. That is, ours is GG AVAX. And you can, the cool thing is while your AVAX is sitting there accruing AVAX rewards, you can also take this GG AVAX and then you can go ahead and put it into liquidity pools, do 5x leverage on Delta Prime, where you can 5x leverage into a bunch of different strategies on there. And soon we're also, of course, working on more DeFi integrations in the background. There's some pretty cool things, actually, that I can't talk about, which sucks. I can never talk about things.
Yeah.
But there's some very cool things coming to GG AVAX holders in the future. So anyway, that's one side. The other side is we have validators potential validators who would like to launch an Avalanche validator. Now, traditionally, this process was fairly complicated. A pleb like me couldn't do it. You would have to come in, you got to code some things up, you got to set up your hosting, you got to have 2,000 AVAX, which is a lot of money. Mm-hmm. And then you're doing all this, and then your reward is like 5%, 7% APR, or something like that, which is, it's better than nothing, but it's not that high, So GoGoPool comes in, right? We have this mechanism where we can actually make it so that you can launch your validator basically at half cost. So now instead of having these complex technical tasks, come through with some coding, set up hosting, you can actually just come to GoGoPool site, have 1,120 AVAX in your wallet, and then go ahead and hit the launch button basically, and then bam, you got a validator launched. Now, on the back end, what's happening is, because you're coming up with 1,120 AVAX. Now, to kind of separate that out to its different elements, you have 1,000 AVAX that you're depositing, and that's like going straight towards your validator. You have 100 AVAX worth of GGP tokens you're putting up as collateral. And then somewhere about 20 AVAX is your hosting fee for the hosting that's getting set up in the background through our partner Unodes. And then now you're also probably saying, well, a validator costs 2,000 AVAX, and I'm only putting up 1,000. Where's the other 1,000 coming from? That is where the mechanism actually gets really, really beautiful. So we have this liquid staking side of our protocol that has all this AVAX being pulled from depositors coming in, depositing AVAX. And then we have these validators who need AVAX to launch their validator. So what we do is, once you put up that GGP as your collateral, we then match you with the other 1,000 AVAX that you need. For your validator. Bam, bam, your validator gets created. Now, obviously the technical portion comes out because you're just clicking a button at this point. Now let's talk a little bit about like the rewards, how those change, as opposed to you doing this. Because when I researched into this investment, I'm like, at the time, I was like, this is back when AVAX was like $10 or something. I was like, oh man, this is like a $13,000 investment. Like, and I would get 5% APR, which again, better than nothing. But when you tell me, a person who is just a normal person, I'm not like this super rich crypto guy.
Yeah.
You tell me go ahead and invest $13,000 in something for 5%. I'm like, nah, bro, I ain't doing that.
Yeah, I feel you.
And so now, GoGoPool kind of comes in, and that's kind of where the also beauty comes in. For one thing, now validators can get GGP rewards on top of their AVAX staking rewards. And those rewards are kind of yielding out somewhere around like a 10 to 50% APR, depending on the collateral ratio that you have. And then on top of that, our main thing that we're doing is trying to expand the subnet economy. And so the exciting thing is when more subnets start to come online, start becoming permissionless, i.e. elastic, then you're able to come through with your mini pool, aka Avalanche Validator, and you'll actually be able to validate that subnet and receive rewards in that subnet's tokens as well. So things can get kind of lucrative over time.
Oh yeah, Daniel, definitely. And for people kind of like watching this, right? Because every kind of chain is known for like their different kind of thing and their thing that they do very well. Avax and subnets, right? And kind of explain to people watching this too that that's what's kind of Avax is known for. But what exactly are subnets?
Oh, for sure. So for everyone out there, if you've never been privy to this, dude, let me just make it super easy on you. A subnet is a private blockchain. Same as Ethereum. Ethereum's a blockchain. Like, it's a private blockchain. Now, the beauty in all of this is how customizable subnets are and how they can actually bring utility to a project's token. So I'm actually going to speak a little bit on cock, actually, because we're seeing a lot of excitement about that. So
yeah, definitely.
Right now we're developing cocknet, and once it gets released, there's a certain, I want to call it a revolution, but
cocklution or cock.
It's a certain.
I can't help it, man. I can't help but laugh. I know I should be growing up and not laugh, but I can't help it.
Nah, dude, dick jokes are always going to be fun.
Yeah.
What can you do? Dick jokes, fart jokes, they're just going to be funny.
It's just, I just can't. Every time, even when George, Cryptos R Us says cock in you and he kind of chuckles, like, you just can't help it, man. Like, same thing with me, man. I just can't help but laugh.
Dude, I'm right there with you. Like, I went to an all-boys school in high school.
Yeah.
Which is, for anyone out there who's ever been to an all-boys school, it's the most immature environment. Yeah. So cock, dude, is the perfect meme coin for me. But to kind of talk about it, so it becomes truly innovative when we talk about how a cocknet is being built, how a cock subnet is being built, because traditionally meme coins, they have no fucking utility, right?
Yep.
Their utility is how active their community is, really. But there's no actual like traditional utility in kind of DeFi sense. Use it for fees, or in the sense of GGP, use it as collateral for something. So when the cocknet gets built, things get a little interesting, because with subnets they allow customizability.
Mm-hmm.
Customizability. Anyway, and what that means for the cock token is this subnet can use cock as its gas fees. You can then also stake your cock to this subnet and earn more cock. You could validate cock and earn more cock. But then also now, I know you're trying to hold in the laugh.
No, I'm holding on for dear life here, buddy.
You're like turning red, D-Lay.
Yeah. I'm holding on for dear life.
So now, dude, now there's for real and true utility. And then also, of course, there's going to be supply and cock that would be, of course, locked up as you're staking, getting what have you. But like the truly cool thing that I'm very excited about is that I don't think we've ever seen a meme community that has a focus on innovation.
Yeah.
It's dude, it's crazy. Like we're already seeing applications being built. Like we've seen End of Treasure. There's a cock game that recently got announced. I'm blanking on the name right now. But imagine like all these different applications that's can get developed on this subnet. It can use cock as gas fees for all these different applications. Like imagine a cock exchange, a cock borrow lend platform, more cock games. Like it's like the potential of this thing is infinite, and it's pretty crazy.
It is, man. And Avax is to its credit, man, is the first. Definitely the first. It's just that have embraced this meme culture, and they actually gave it a different name. They actually call them culture coins. No longer meme coins; they're actually culture coins, and they actually invest in them. And man, it kind of, as we kind of go through this, right? Because everybody kind of talks about meme coins are actually like hurting the space, right? Like adoption can't come from them, and things like that to be more kind of considered as legitimate, crypto should stray away from meme coins and everything like that. But what's your take on all of this whole meme coin rush that has been happening?
I love it. Like, for me personally, I get it. Like, folks want to mature the space,
Yeah.
and make it a little bit more professional. I get it. But here's the thing. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Dude, like, that's one of the things I love about Web3 is how unserious we are.
Mm-hmm.
Like how I can come in and I can talk to somebody about cock, and about, like, I can talk to somebody about cock on one end, and then the conversation will progress, and then next thing you know, we're talking about high level of financial instruments, talking about real estate, talking about tokenization, talking about validation. We're talking about infrastructure. Like, it's the only space where, I don't know, everyone doesn't have a fucking stick up their ass. Like, you know,
Yeah.
like,
it's been a fun time. I tell you that. Yeah, definitely.
yeah.
You know, it's
All right, I didn't ask you if I can curse on this. So
yeah, you can. I mean, I don't
Okay.
care, man. I don't care. And
I was like, you may have some editing to do.
no, it's been great seeing it though, honestly. And then now, like, Arbitrum has now kind of like got behind their meme coins, and Solana's doing their thing and everything like that. And you know, it's just, you know, when people say that, hey, like, you know, these hurt adoption, right? And all these things, but I honestly think they're a good, like, onboarding catalyst, right? I honestly think that, you know, it's a really good way of kind of like networking and bringing community in, and like, yeah, I don't see them kind of like hurting. And do you kind of stand by kind of Avax decision to actually kind of put money into this meme coin culture?
Oh yeah, 100%. I put it to you like this, dude. My aunt owns Dogecoin.
Yeah.
Now does this make sense? No. But for some reason, these meme coins have the ability to onboard infinite amount of holders. Like, people who would not care whatsoever about Web3 can unite under. I'll put it to you like this. Which has a larger audience? The Web3 audience or the audience who finds cock jokes funny?
Yeah, 100%. and you know, man, speaking of, right, you know, we've been talking about meme coins in general, right? But and I'm gonna try to do this without laughing, but like, you know, cock in itself, man, like, what a perfect storm like that kind of was, man. And honestly, I mean, people say it was bonk, right? But I say it was actually, like, you know, cock that actually like kickstarted this whole kind of like meme coin craze, right? I think bonk was kind of doing its thing though, but it was really cock. And then when you started kind of rolling into everything else, man, it was almost like the perfect storm with the fair launch, you know, the founders, you know, the botcast with Clinton doing his thing, you know, Wex After Dark and all that good stuff, man. Like, I don't know, it was just pretty much a perfect storm. And like, were you in early on it, or like, when did you get in?
Depends on like what you define as early. I'm definitely not like
Day one.
No, I'm definitely not like cock millionaire, unfortunately. I definitely heard about it day one. So I'll put it to you like this. I'm very new to being bullish on memes.
Yeah.
Before, I didn't truly understand. But now, like, after seeing how many holders got onboarded and the community that has formed beyond just like the actual meme of it all, but then now actually getting into actually innovating and creating new businesses surrounding cock. Dude, like, I got in, I think, at like a 70 million market cap or
That's so
something
good.
like that. Yeah, so I'm still up. So, you know, that's great.
People would pray for that price right now.
I mean, but dude, day one.
Yeah, people would pray for a 70 million cock right now. And but as we kind of get back to GoGoPool, as far as like, you know, as kind of, you know, your auditing and everything like that, you guys got I was doing the research on it. You actually guys got quite a bit of audits kind of done already, right?
Oh yeah, we did 3 initial audits
Yeah.
just up front, and then on top of that, we did like a community hackathon.
Oh
Offered
yeah.
a prize. We said, "Hey, hack our shit. We'll give you some money." Um, and then now we're also doing a bounty program with Immunify that's just been kind of ongoing. We're taking security extremely seriously, dude, and I think it's important.
And you guys are actually like backed by quite a bit of people too, as well. I mean, you guys got a lot of partners too. So it's not like just, kind of like everybody's like fear with DeFi is that kind of not so much like a Ponzi scheme and whatnot, though, that it would be like kind of more of like, I guess you could say kind of like Ponzi in the sense of like, something like an FTX or a Celsius that would happen. But you guys are audited, and you guys got a lot of like a big time like partners behind you too as well.
Yeah, dude. And I mean, shout out to our partners, man, who like really, because you got to understand that like subnets, obviously, like whenever we even talk about them, you got to have a vision for the future, right? Like
Mhm.
there's not a lot of subnets out right now. They're all in development. And a lot of them are games. A lot of them are institutions. So they're going to be in development for a while.
Yeah.
Like it's going to be some years before like this really takes off the way that everyone is envisioning. So it's beautiful when you're talking to different partners, let's say like Move or like a BlockPay, and they understand your vision and understand the long term mindset that you have with that vision, and they're able to align with that too as they're building. So it's been really beautiful the way that we've been kind of accepted into the community and how we've been able to build community like within ourselves as well.
Yeah, no, and also like, also want to talk about this because, like I said, you guys have been like building and doing all this stuff though. But every time I bring somebody on, like it's in the Avalanche ecosystem or is building something, they always say, like it's kind of been the general consensus is that the Avax Foundation is like super reachable, right? And they actually like help you along like pretty well. Like, how has your experience been like working with like the Avax Foundation? And are, like I said, anything you need, are they pretty much easy to get a hold of?
Dude, I love working with Avalanche.
Yeah.
I love it, dude. I love it, man. Just really willing to support and be there for you however like you need it. Like I've never been in a situation before to where I feel like I can give someone a call and truly ask them advice. I remember when I first kind of got into the community and I first started getting into my marketing world. Me and Husky at the time was VP of Avalanche's marketing. I think he has since moved on. But at the time, he was VP of Avalanche's marketing. And he would come to our Discord channel every single week. And me and him would just talk about marketing. And then eventually we kind of opened it up to the public. So we'd have a few other projects come in. Anyone could come in and just kind of ask and talk and have full talks about marketing because as a marketing kind of guy, I believe it's extremely important. And I do believe Web3 needs to take its marketing a little bit more serious.
Hmm.
But it was beautiful to just have that ability to kind of have this person who has a lot of experience specifically in this field, and me, just kind of coming in, right? Like pretty much like fresh, brand new, being able to kind of pick his brain. Hey, what do you think about this? Same thing with Jay. I met Jay at Avalanche Creates, and I was able to just kind of talk to him about marketing. Hey, what do you think about like what we're doing? How do you think it can improve? And then Jay is the one that actually taught me about doing whole marketing weeks, where it's like a theme for the week. Before we were just kind of just throwing shit out there and seeing what sticks. So yeah, it's been absolutely beautiful working with the Avalanche team, BD, marketing on every single front, them coming into our spaces and talking about the different innovations that's being built and helping us promote those innovations and helping us promote the overall LST space as well. Like it's been absolutely beautiful. Love them.
Yeah, no, and this is actually more of a question for me than actually the audience. But did you have any kind of marketing background at all?
So my degree actually is in marketing. So my degree is in marketing, but I
Mhm.
concentrated in professional sales.
Oh,
Um,
okay, okay.
yeah. So what happened was when I got out of school, I just focused basically strictly on and sales. But On the side, I would do marketing things. Basically, like I owned a organic skincare company, so I was like selling
Yeah.
body butter and
Yeah.
organic soaps and shit.
Yeah.
But even though I laugh, like doing like that taught me a lot of different things that I'm still using today. Like I learned how to do graphic design from that company. I learned how to do marketing, how to plan out marketing strategies from that. I learned what marketing strategies actually work from that company, and I'm still kind of using them today. So yeah, it's I don't know. I wouldn't say I have no experience because I definitely have experience.
Mhm.
I don't have a lot of like professional like suit and tie
Yeah.
experience. More scrappy.
Yeah. More on the ground, but yeah, no, that was more of a me question. Somehow, some way, maybe I could be in that place, like down the road though. But as we kind of talk about like the whole like working with Avalanche and everything like that, and like where do you kind of see, because everybody's so angry, right? Not so much so angry, but angsty, I guess, because this was such a long bear market, and everybody wants Avax to like, come on, can we just like get away from like $50? Can we break? Can we have like a Solana type run to where like up there like in the $200 range? Like where do you kind of, not so much a price prediction though, but do you finally see like later on this year, or it could be the following, like will Avalanche have its breakout kind of moment like that?
I put it to you like this. This is the only way that I think, because I've been helping build GoGoPool in the bear
Mhm.
market for years, and it's the only way that you can think really when you're in a position where bear market, it is no one wants, like
Yeah.
no one thinks anything is going to happen. Like everyone
Mhm.
thinks crypto's dead. Like, but the tech is gonna win.
Yeah.
Tech is gonna win, my friend, and that's what gives me solace. And whenever I even could, like, I don't think too much about price. Like, price is not like
Yeah.
a big deal to me. But what I do think about is, has Avalanche continued to innovate throughout the last 2 years? And the answer is a resounding yes. Like,
Yes.
yeah, beyond anything that we could fathom. We got Teleporter out right now.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Elastic subnets on the way. We have 2,000 subnets being built on testnet. We have all these different partnerships that were announced, and apparently there's going to be a round of announcements happening, because I remember there was like a tweet at one point in time that just said April is going to be big. So I don't know what's going to happen, but I mean, we already have announced partnerships with AWS, I believe Azure, if I'm not mistaken. So that's like 70% of the entire cloud market right there. It's just so many, like, whenever I talk to my friends about Avalanche, it's really hard because like I'm very, very integrated in the community. I've been researching the community for over like years now at this point. And there's just like all these kind of different factors,
Yeah.
like small, even things that you might think are just like small details, like Emin being a part of the group that is actually developing the laws. I forgot what the regulations team is called, but like even like that's a small detail, but it shows like a huge kind of big picture win for the long term. So like that's kind of the way I think is.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with you right there. And I think people should just hold on. We've survived,
Yeah.
this long, just a little while longer, and you'll get whatever it is that you're, looking for and everything like that. And I know you guys are really big, on DeFi, right? Like kind of DeFi is kind of like your kind of play and everything like that, though. But what other crypto sector are you most kind of like bullish on too? That's actually going to be something that's going to be very big, where there could be like gaming, RWAs, just other sector. Which one are you most kind of like bullish on besides DeFi?
Ah, dude, gaming.
Yeah.
Yeah, gaming, dude.
Avax
It,
does it good. A
yeah,
lot of good stuff, man.
Avax has a lot of good shit in the pipeline with
Uh-huh.
shrapnel, off the grid, and good God, do I love the marketing that I'm seeing.
Yeah.
I'm loving the marketing I'm seeing. I'm loving the innovation. And then I'm loving the fact that games in Web3 just like fit together like a puzzle.
Yes.
You know, like you're all like we've already been essentially using Web3.
Hmm.
You know, like when like you go to Fortnite, you got V-Bucks.
Yes.
No, that's nothing but a token
Hmm.
that you just can't actually like see any gains from. But like imagine if Fortnite decides to build a subnet and they have a V-Buck token. And a V-Buck you can use as gas fees, you can use it to buy custom skins at a discount. They got a custom skin marketplace, custom skin charts. Look at the chart. Oh, look at all the listing. Like all like everything in gaming as far as like Web3 is concerned, they're already fucking doing. So like
Yes.
now you're just putting it on a Web3 platform. Now the one thing is if you don't have a long-term mindset, you're like, fuck, like it's gonna take forever. But who the fuck cares?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Who cares? Like I'll wait for innovation, my friend.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. And but like, yeah, in that, right, in the kind of gaming sector too, like when do you think we'll actually have people like accept kind of like Web3 in gaming? Like how far away do you think we are from that?
I think we're
Your
far.
best guess. Yeah.
I think we're far. I think
Yeah.
we're far from there being even 100 Web3 games. Like that's gonna take some time because you gotta think. So I used to be a gamer nerd. I used to play StarCraft fairly heavily. Now from StarCraft to StarCraft 2, that was like I think it was like 10 years
Hmm.
or something like that, if not longer, of development. So if we're thinking on that timeline and then having to build out a Web3 platform, it's gonna take some time for us to see like a bunch of games even start to become subnets or start to even use Web3. Now, I think the adoption should come fairly quickly after we see a bunch of them. Just because it seems that Web3 game developers have started to figure out that they just need to make the game fun.
Yes.
And gamers will actually play it. Because before, like Web3, it shit wasn't fun. It just sucked.
Yeah.
Like
Some of it's pretty awful.
What'd you say?
Some of it's pretty awful.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Like if we think, what was the OG? Oh, I'm blanking on the name right now. But anyway, the OG where it's like basically you're just like breeding and
Like Axie Infinite.
yeah, like Axie.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, like this is not fun. Like, cool,
Yeah,
I
this
can
isn't
make
fun.
money off of this, which I can't anymore, right? After you know, but the game needs to actually be fun to actually build a community around the game, have people making content about the game, tournaments, esports leagues, all these kind of things. Like actually, if we think about the game market just in and of itself, it's fairly in its infant state. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, no, definitely. And it's just, yeah, no, hopefully we'll kind of get to that point though, like where we're kind of, people are already kind of accepted, you're already pretty much doing it. Just go ahead and just accept Web3. And, there's talks about Rockstar doing it and things like that. But as we kind of like talk about, GoGoPool and everything, like when people, is there going to be kind of like educational videos that kind of like walk through like some of this stuff, or do you guys kind of have that out already, or is there plans for that in the future?
So yeah, we do have some educational videos. We got them on YouTube. Our YouTube channel is GoGoPool TV. It has gone kind of dark as of recently. We're focusing more. Our strategy is focusing more on Twitter. But we do have tutorial videos on there, as well as we have released tutorial videos on our Twitter as well. And then also, super easy for anyone out there, like let's say like you need some help, you can always DM me. And I know people say that sometimes and they don't mean it, but I really fucking mean it, please.
Yeah, no, definitely. You hear that, guys? DM him at any time of the night,
please,
or day. But actually, and I want to honor your time because I know you got to go. So I also want to ask you this, like, a year from now, like, where would you like to see GoGoPool at? What would you guys like to have accomplished?
You said a year from now?
Yeah, a year from right now.
Oh, year from now, what I would love, absolutely love, and this is also me thinking as a GoGoPool mini pool operator myself.
Yeah.
and my own personal excitements. I would love to be able to validate subnets extremely easily. Because if I can just go over like how it is right now. Traditionally, if I am a subnet developer and I would like to find validators to validate my subnet, prior to GoGoPool, I would have to essentially do a bunch of research on Twitter, go through a bunch of people's pages, and see who has "I'm a validator" in their profile. From there, I can then message them and then do some negotiations and all that kind of good stuff in order for them to become a validator. Now, that process that I just ironed out is a lot of time. Like imagine if you wanted to scale to 100 validators and you have to do that with every single individual validator. Like that is just an unfathomable amount of time. So GoGoPool kind of comes in and we create this community, right, of validators. The community is, I believe we have 250 somewhere around there active validators in our community right now. So right now, as opposed to a subnet developer project having to go out, do a bunch of research, go on Twitter and all those kind of things, they come into our Discord and they say, hey, we're looking for validators, or they come and talk to me, and I can put out a post in our Discord saying, hey, these people are looking for validators. Here's the application form. Folks can apply. So that's where we're at right now. And that's way better than before, but still a little bit too much work. What I would like for the future is for us to have a marketplace where it's some sort of website that I can come in. There are subnet developers who can then, on their end, put up their project, put up the requirements that they're seeking for validators. There's some sort of code that validates all these different requirements for the validator, and I can just come in and simply basically hit the connect button and move on with my life. And that's the future that I'm very much so looking forward to, just from a personal standpoint, obviously. But then also from a Avalanche standpoint, it makes it so that the subnet network can actually expand super easily, super frictionlessly. You don't got to worry about talking to a bunch of different people. Everything's just done permissionless. And we can all use those hours and hours that we would spend negotiating and all those kind of things, putting out posts, writing content to try to sweeten the pot so that we can get people to come in. We can then take all those hours and use those hours towards development. So yeah, that's what I see.
No, man, that's great. And I'd love to hear that. And I appreciate you coming on. But before you go, right, is there anything else you want to say, or any community members you want to shout, or anybody in general you want to shout out before you go?
Oh, I'll do some shout outs. All right, cool. I can do some shout outs. So first off, shout out to Stephen Gates. That's CEO, co-founder of GoGoPool. Him and Johnny, our CTO / co-founder, they have this huge vision, and I'm loving the way it's coming into fruition so far. Shout out to all the mini pool operators out there, especially our OGs like B10 Yuri. Shout out Vivek. Shout out Sergen. Shout out to all of you, obviously. Definitely. Shout out to the OG community members who saw the vision and have been really, really, really supportive of us. Shout out to Avalanche, of course, as well. Luigi has been absolutely so supportive. Kyle Deneen, Husky, Jay. Shout out to all of you folks. I can do shout outs all day. Shout out to Future. He just dropped an amazing album. Been listening to that.
Yeah. No, I love that. And, like I said, I appreciate you coming on my show. And, that's going to wrap our show today, guys. If you like content like this, please like, comment, share, subscribe. Follow me on X. Follow Breevie on X too as well. And also GoGoPool. And I will see you guys around in the next one. Take care.